the animals. You know, when you look at it that way, do you have concerns about traffic progressively rising and you know, having such an impact when in fact you're doing a lot of other things to keep animals at peace?
Yeah, we are doing a great job as Tanzania National Parks. We have our own rules and regulations whereby even the main access that pass through the park, Serengeti and Ngorongoro, we have a total mandate to control the movement of the traffic. So even the vehicles that are taking supplies from Arusha to Mara or Mara to Arusha, also they are under control. Even the public transport, also it is in agreement with the Tanzania National Parks and the Mara region. Every year we have a renewable contract that only 4 public buses are being allowed to pass through the park. And also the supplies vehicles, also they have to get a permission from TANAPA.
And are limited, I understand.
They are limited. So at least we have an upper hand to control how much the traffic should go through the park. However, as you said, yes, Serengeti is very famous. Tourism is increasing. So the number of vehicles also from tourists who are bringing in tourist operators into the park, in a way they are increasing, but not to the rate that will cause an alarm. So we are still under control.
Even for that, of course, you do eventually realize that there must be a carrying capacity.
Yes.
In Ngorongoro, it was already reached.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is a good example how the park management has reacted to the challenge of more and more vehicles wanting to go into the crater.
Yeah.
There are no more full-day tours. Now you need to do your half-day tour. You book either in the morning or in the afternoon to allow more people in. Do you see that happening eventually in the Serengeti as well?
Serengeti, not really. It's not really a big concern. Serengeti is quite a huge national park, and we have a management plan that guides us to distribute tourists in areas of what and where and what to do at what particular time.
You have core tourism areas, I believe, and then you have areas which really must not be touched.
Yeah. We have a management plan with the different zones. So there are tourist use areas, like in the central part of Serengeti, it is automatic, it's a high use area. We have some low use area in the eastern and the northern part of the park and western. And also we have some areas which are strictly preserved, we call it wilderness area, where we don't want to more interrupt with the natural systems that are taking place. So we have also some sensitive species here in Serengeti. We have some rhinos also.
Yes.
So in some areas also it's completely restricted with the minimal disturbance. In Ngorongoro, yes, it was very critical because we have an area which very famous and everybody want to get into in Ngorongoro crater.
Limited in size.
Yeah, so limited in size and accessibility. So it was a good idea for Ngorongoro to limit them to a maximum number that is being required. However, in Serengeti, it's a plains, but also we have some areas that are restricted. So with our management plan and the number of activities that has been designed to take place, we are yet to reach to such an alarm situation. We are at least in control.
You have a long way to go, in other words, before you reach a carrying capacity with tourists coming in.
Yeah.
How do you interact with the Tanzania Tourism Board and with the private sector, like the Tanzania Association of Tour Operators? I would imagine that you have regular meeting with Tanzania Tourism Board in order to discuss how better to promote, how to bring more people in here, and the same you do with the private sector as well. What is it you in particular bring to these platforms when you meet with tourism promoters? What is your main focus when you speak with them and saying, you know, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to do whatnot?
For me, as a chief park warden, I'm not directly in contact to the Association of Tour Operators of Tanzania or the Tourism Board, but my directors, the Director of Tourism, the Director General, based in the headquarters, They are the people who interact with those organizations. But we work very closely because we are interdependent. The Tanzania Tourism Board is charged to market the whole country and all products, including wildlife-based tourism, cultural tourism, beach tourism. So they market the whole country. But also we do interact with the Tanzania Tourism Association, Tanzania Tourism Operators, and their headquarters, fortunately, is based in Arusha. So we have a good interaction through my park headquarters. If there is any issue of concern, of mutual understanding, we don't have a problem of interacting with them.
In your particular case, do you have an open line of communication to their offices in Arusha in case of, for instance, weather-related incidents? Over the last couple of days, I've realized, since I've been here in the Serengeti, we didn't have too much rain ourselves, but a lot of rain must have come down in the surrounding hills and catchment areas because the Grumeti River was just swelling and swelling and swelling. I barely got across when I landed at Grumeti Strip. Yesterday we went to the Grumeti River and it was, completely overflowing. And when we came in today, we didn't go across the river. So we came through the main road into the park headquarters here. But all the contributory rivers had burst the banks, and what level of practical interaction do you have with the tour operators that you pass weather information, details like that they in turn can pass it on to their members and say, hey, that particular section of the park is impassable. Wait until further notice, until you are given feedback. How do you interact with such weather phenomena, for instance?
We have a direct interactions because many of the tourists, they come in two ways. Some they fly in and some they come with vehicles. So if there is any alert information, we do communicate with our officers at the entry gates so they can pass on the information. Also, we have a popular airstrip like here in the central part, Seronera, and in the northern part, Kogatende. So we have our officers there. If there is any issue of alert to the tour drivers and operators, yes, we do communicate. And luckily here in the central part of Serengeti, we have a Serengeti Visitor Center. Yep. So much of the information also, it is being communicated through Serengeti Visitor Center. So
you have that in hand, yes. That no one comes in and suddenly says, but I wish someone had told me that the river is not passable.
Yeah. Yes.
Good. Now, what are your personal hopes and aspirations, I think in closing, your personal hopes and aspirations for this park? Where do you want to see this park go in the future?
My aspirations, I would love to make sure that Serengeti continue to exist for more than, for other coming 100 years. I'm working here, I'm very proud of my work, being part of contributing to preserve this heritage. And we have a philosophy in Tanzania National Parks. We are managing this resource for the present and the future generations. So it is my wish that Tanzania National Parks, including Serengeti National Park, will continue to be in existence for more coming years for the benefit of national and international communities, present and future generations.
Well, Mr. William Mwakilema, thank you very much for your time and for your detailed explanations, at times very candid. I'm sure our readers and my viewers will appreciate that. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for the hospitality you have accorded me to bring me into the park and let me go around. This is very much appreciated, and I hope this can be the foundation of a lasting and very positive and mutually beneficial cooperation. Thank you very much. May I shake your hand? We need to sort of bring that out in the picture.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
Asante.